none of this is fact, and I don't care if you agree with me or not. I'm just here to share with you that there are reasons why people do the CrossFit Open, and there are reasons why people don't do the CrossFit Open. And regardless of whatever it is that they decide, support them in that decision. Because if they're doing their fitness throughout the course of the year and they don't want to take part in a 3-week competition, which is literally just 3 workouts, and they let 25% of the people into the next round when they pay another $50 or whatever it is to do the next part, that's fine for those people who want to do that, who gotta get to quarterfinals. Welcome to the Hidden Summit podcast. My name is Kevin Valance, and I will be your host. On this podcast, we're going to talk about fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and everything in between. If you find anything valuable in this episode, the only thing I'm ever going to ask you to do is subscribe so you can keep coming back and elevate your life to become better every single day. Good morning. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys are having a great day so far. Wanted to get in here and talk to you guys about something that has been coming up in the comments on social media lately. And I'm a big believer of keeping the social in social media. You may have heard me say before, I'll go reach out to new people who come and follow me, I'll message them, thank them for being here, and some people just don't respond, which I don't understand, or they immediately think I want to sell them something. And I get it, like, we got our guard up these days, we never know. But I mean, sure, if you followed me and you didn't look at my profile, like, I do offer nutritional coaching services, fitness coaching services, community guidance with my team. But if you want that, you're going to come and ask me for it, because that's what I believe is what's going to help you get results. Like, I don't want to convince you of it. I want to have you believe in yourself to a point where you're like, you know what, I need some assistance from someone that I vibe with and I want to work with them to move forward. And that's not the case for everybody, which is totally cool, because if you look like you're fit and you look like you're in a good place and you're making these decisions on your own, just say hello back, because it's okay to have people that you know in the world that have similar values to support you just from afar. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. I tangented already. This is going to be a short one, I hope. We'll see. I want to talk about some of the comments that I've been getting on a recent post, a post that I put up that I didn't think would have as much backing and 300,000 views and all of this on the internet. And it was about the CrossFit Games, and the Open season is starting this week. And I said that I'm not doing the Open, and I'm totally confident with that because, and I listed out the reasons, and the reasons were I was training to do the Open earlier this year, and then a big pivot and shift happened with work, and I made a decision because my gut was drawn to work and helping people and coaching and the survival of my business, instead of leaning into training. And maybe that means I wasn't really into the training the entire time and I was just doing it to fill a void, and I wanted to, hopefully it would make me feel better. That was reason number one. Reason number two was I didn't want to train for 2-3 hours a day anymore. And for me to go into something and compete at a level that I wanted to compete at, I knew that that's what it would take. And that's not even including recovery, sleep, food, and all of that, which is an amazing feat for people who do it. And I'm proud of you guys for doing it. The Open, how it started, was a community building platform to showcase where everybody was in their fitness, on their fitness journey, in comparison to everybody else doing the Open across the globe, where you would do your workouts, you would enter in a score, whether it would be on video or validated by a judge and the owner of a CrossFit gym, and posted amongst all of the other scores, and it would average out to what your ranking was in the Worldwide Open at the end of 5 weeks, and then became 3 weeks, and now they have the quarterfinals. And you pay $20 to do this, to see where you are, like any other challenge or competition, whether it be a 6-week challenge, an 8-week challenge, a 30-day challenge. You pay to participate in it. And basically, when people pay to participate in something, I believe they want to be involved with that said challenge. The thing is, the Open started years ago, and I started CrossFit in 2011 on my own. I didn't really know what the Open was. My first Open wasn't until 2016. I didn't participate in the Open earlier on because I was just like, oh, this is cool, I like CrossFit. I was doing it for a number of years before I even knew what the Open was. And then I finally joined a gym because I had the money to join a gym, and went and we worked at a gym, and then we did the Open, and it was an amazing event, and we celebrated the community. But the members didn't really care about the posts on the Worldwide Open. They just wanted to celebrate their fitness and do a competitive workout with their friends, and celebrate their fitness together. So on a micro level, I enjoy the open. I think everything that we do leading up to the open matters more than the open itself, because the programming that you do to enhance your fitness is not developed in the test. It's everything that you do before the test that matters during the test. So you can see where you were before you started and how far you've come. And then when you do it time and time again, year after year, they do repeat workouts. So you say, oh, I'm more fit now than I was before, or I'm just in a different place of fitness. And as I did all of the fitness in between these two workouts years apart, I was able to see improvements in my fitness on this day. That's been happening a lot longer than CrossFit's been around. People will go and they will do fitness time and time again, days and weeks and months and years, and they'll come back and they'll retest a max lift or a workout, a mile time, and they'll improve upon those things. Now, if you do that in a community amongst friends, whether that be your personal friends or your colleagues or your fitness community or with your coach, you're going to have that community feel. So this thing exists without CrossFit, right? That's what my belief is and always has been. There's been fitness before CrossFit. There will be fitness after CrossFit. And for me, I'm at a point in my life where I made that decision. I woke up one day and I said, you know what? I don't need to do this anymore. And I shifted my workouts from going from 2 hours a day to 1 hour a day. And if I couldn't work out on that day the way I wanted to, I would do something versus nothing. And I actually started to put more time into my rest and into my food, into my recovery. And I feel really good about my fitness. I like the way I look more. I feel better. I'm not achy walking around throughout the course of the day. And I put myself in a position to still train hard every single day. I don't just go in and coast in the gym, so that I write the workouts and I test the workouts with the community that we have online, so everybody can do the workouts together and celebrate their successes along the way and pick each other up when they're not feeling their best. Weird. This is just all my opinion, right? Just so you know, like, none of this is fact, and I don't care if you agree with me or not. I'm just here to share with you that there are reasons why people do the CrossFit Open, and there are reasons why people don't do the CrossFit Open. And regardless of whatever it is that they decide, support them in that decision. Because if they're doing their fitness throughout the course of the year and they don't want to take part in a 3-week competition, which is literally just 3 workouts, and they let 25% of the people into the next round when they pay another $50 or whatever it is to do the next part, that's fine for those people who want to do that, who gotta get to quarterfinals. I was thinking on, and what I was reacting to personally, and I responded to some of the comments, especially the ones where people were like, you're fearful of what your score is going to be, and you're going to be embarrassed if you post this and it isn't what you want it to be. I'm not. Like, I really don't give a fuck, and that's why I don't want to do it. I know it won't be as good comparatively to those scores across the board than when I was involved in fitness more of my time, but I know that I'm going to be fit as fuck for a 37-year-old, and I can go ahead and do this if I wanted to, but I just don't want to, and that's what it is at the end of the day. So let's break down fear for a second. Fear is just an equal but yet opposite emotion to excitement, right? Fear is not having all of the answers and not knowing what the outcome is going to be. I would be excited to do the open, and I may still do the workouts if I want to do the workouts and they fit into my programming that I'm working towards right now. And that's the difference. I'm not afraid of something because I know what the outcome is going to be. I know I can do all the movements better than I've ever had before. I know I can do all the workouts better than I have ever had before. I just don't give a shit enough to pay money to be a part of something that gives me a number on a spreadsheet and then says, you can pay more money to go to the next round. That's not where I'm at in my life. And that's a decision that I made for myself. It's not because I don't have the money. It's not because I'm afraid of what's going to happen. It's not because I care about what other people think. If I like the workouts, maybe I'll even do the workouts live on Instagram and share my scores that way. So you guys can compare yourselves to me if you live in this world of like, I need to show everybody that I'm better than this guy. Good for you. Fucking pat yourself on the back. Because at the end of the day, that's your call. And my decision is not to be fearful of a workout. It's to be focused on the things that matter to me and my future. Not what I'm going to do in a workout today, but what I'm going to do on my fitness journey throughout the course of the year, because my goals have shifted more towards aesthetics and performance and not just CrossFit. So wherever you're at, let the haters hate. I support you. And if you're doing the open, I still support you because I think that's cool. And I've done it years and years and years, and I've seen people do it years and years and years. And if that's where you're at in your life, amazing. I want you to find success in that. And if you're not, it's totally cool. All I ask is that you keep showing up, tracking your progress in all the different areas of your fitness, strength and skill and conditioning and endurance, so that you can get better at those areas when you come back after the next week, after the next month, after the next year, after 2 years, and so on and so forth. Because we can always level up. You don't need a competition to let you know that you're leveling up. That's it. Rant over. Have an amazing rest of your Wednesday, and I will talk to you guys later.